Hello, everyone. It's Lee Henson, President and Founder of AgileDad, and it's time for today's episode of the Daily Standup. So, without any further ado, let's get started. It's Thursday. Our week's winding down. We're about to get to the weekend, and I thought I would cover a topic that was near and dear to my heart, something that someone emailed over to me. This is a post that came from the Agile Alliance, and it talks about escaping the death spiral of your agile transformation. Now, when I first read this, I was like, death spiral? Like being a little extreme, right? But I think that they did a program back when, and it was supporting agile adoption, and it was an initiative that was dedicated to supporting organizations and their people trying to become more agile. But the truth is, after reading this, it stimulated some thoughts for me. So I thought I'd go through with you. So this is going to be me reviewing a blog post for you. So here we go. It says almost all of us have been or have seen agile transformations being disrupted by external factors. For example, a new strategy, a new CEO, a market disruption, or a pandemic can bring a halt to, or if you're lucky, accelerate your agile transformation. This is true. I think that there's so much market disruption right now that we're seeing all kinds of factors change things, and many for the positive. There are some that have been negatively disrupted, but majority of what I've seen are some positive disruptions. The whether these external factors disrupt, stop, or accelerate depends on your maturity in being agile and the robustness of the culture of your agility. I like where they took this. I like that they slanted it straight towards culture first. One of the things that I believe in firmly is that if you have a good culture, the things are going to go your way. So the first step in understanding that you're actually not going, the first step is actually understanding that you're not going through a transformation, but rather you're on a transformational journey. Uh, that this journey never ends. In contrast to a transformation where there's a butterfly at the end of the caterpillar, this journey never is over. Understanding this opens you up to use any kind of disruption as a lever to further assist you in growth on your journey. Thus, what most people call agile transformation is widely just a first initiative at a company drive to change, for introducing agile ways of working and thinking and driving different behaviors to speed up innovation. This is incredibly important. When we start talking about factors that increase innovation and factors that allow you to think differently and factors that allow you, many times when I describe what agile means to me, people always ask me to define agile. I always say agile is a state of mind. It's a way that we process information. It's a way that we handle questions. And I think that if you start addressing and looking at Agile that way, you're going to see things through a different lens, which is going to help you really understand where Agile is trying to take you. They go on to describe a crisis point in your Agile journey. They say, what we've seen is that while being on this Agile journey, you'll sooner or later come to a point of crisis. Your great strategy to implement Agile is under execution, but then things happen that were unforeseen and unforeseeable. And now you're in a dilemma. You were talking about embracing change for a long time, but now, you would need to change even your change initiative that you believe in and maybe have fallen in love with. What is happening is not in line with your beliefs. Having arrived at this intersection, the question is, should you continue with your strategy execution or change your beliefs? Now, this is a place where leadership gets in trouble. I think that sometimes without a clear, firm vision and strategy in place, and without a core understanding of strategically what direction you're trying to go in and what you're trying to do, that execution fails regardless. So I think that you need to have the strategy in place, and you need to stick to your beliefs, your structure, your culture, your personality. But it doesn't mean that there's not time for diversity, inclusion, and growth. So I think that you have to really make a conscious decision here. Let's see where they take it. It says it is these moments where you either have a great opportunity to take serious next steps in maturing towards higher levels of agility, agree, or accept that you've just had a fallback. There you have it. I think that I lean more towards the open mindset and expanding our business agility, but it's time to take a step back and reflect, inspect, and adapt. It's time to look at the whole journey with an innocent perspective. Do not attach yourself to any previous belief, but look with a fresh pair of eyes at what is true and what can be done. Truth is not only in the facts you see, but also in what you sense and feel. I talk about this all the time. Many people always joke with me because I say that women make better scrum masters or women make better product owners because they have this innate sixth sense that they can feel the hair on the back of their neck stand up when they hear something or see something. And I do believe that's true. But at the same time, I think that we all have that moment where we can feel something and we know that something's up. Even if you sense confusion and have a hard time admitting it, that is still the truth of your actual current situation. And it's more constructive to acknowledge that you're in a state of confusion than denying it. Confusion can be fertile ground from which new ideas and options can grow. It is your choice to allow that. You need to allow confusion for an opportunity for growth. Interesting. I like that. It's almost like allowing failure as an opportunity to grow. And I think that there's a difference between confusion and failure and imminent failure or catastrophic failure. I think you need to look at your perspective and figure out exactly where you are and exactly where you want to be and use grow to establish goals so that you can figure out where you're trying to go. It talks about getting a different perspective. It says, as you've been part of the journey, growing and evolving into the situation you're in now, you're likely not able to observe your limiting beliefs. So it is helpful to seek the inspiration power of people outside of your regular organization context to have them challenge you and bring in different experiences or perspectives. This is a great ad for Agile coaching. A lot of times I say that inside things look a certain way, but then when you bring someone in from the outside, they see things differently. An additional way of verifying or questioning some of your limiting beliefs is to run experiments. I like that idea too. This kind of probing can start with a mental experiment or with actual simulations that may or may not evolve into a real tangible change. There's tons of references you can go get for these type of experiments you can run. I do a lot of these when I do my certification courses, simulation experiments, and what I can tell you is for some people who are very technical at first, the first glance they're like, oh, this is stupid, this is the most painful thing I have to do. But then once they actually do it, they're like, wow, I actually learned a lot about that, right? So there's tons of things that you can do to help you get to where you need to be, to where you need to be, right? I think the key is to step back, take a position of neutrality, look at everything, and accept feedback from the outside. Be a good listening board. Uh, when you look at all these things from a distance, you'll also see a couple of projections and hypotheses that reveal some limiting beliefs. You've got to take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm willing to try experiments. I'm willing to learn. It's just I need some direction and I need some course correction. And I think that when you put yourself in that position, that's where you're going to gain the greatest benefit. So I hope this information was useful to you. I hope that it took you in a direction. And I want to thank Jutta, Eric, and Hendrik from the people who posted this article for Agile Alliance. I thought it was a good idea. And I think that it helps you understand that you have to have the right mindset in order to be in the right place. So I love each and every one of you. I'm grateful you're here today. As always, we encourage you to tell your friends about the Daily Stand Up podcast. The more subscribers we get, the more we can continue to do this. We're approaching fun episode number 250, so keep your eyes peeled. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, stay agile, my friends. And until next time,